Good morning, everybody. This is an explosive live analysis on the last 48 hours. Now confirmed today, right here in Canada. I know a lot of you can't share news stories. I hear a lot of you watch CBC Live, watch. It's much worse and more than that. For Canadians that don't know, we have a UN-led initiative, the only one supported by one country in all 193 nations. That's called the Century Initiative. It is an initiative led by the Conservatives, the Liberals, and in joint uniform NDP. And that's called the Century Initiative, meaning that Canada wants to have upwards of 1 million new immigrants every year in Canada until we hit 100 million. It's completely insane. Canada can't support that kind of immigration level. No nation in the world can. Now, Israel bombed Gaza. They've been bombing them for 10 days straight. We have Justin Trudeau not saying one word on the CBC stage. That's the only stage any of you get to watch, and you can't even share it, as he's sounding off this morning about, we're investigating along with the UK, because I'm going to say it again, and for those who don't understand and why you have to share this video, our Constitution written, the highest law of Canada, states clearly in the opening preliminary, which is a preamble. Go read the United States constitutional preamble. Nothing compared to Canada. In fact, no country has a preamble preliminary like Canada, where we will model ourselves off of the UK, the British Empire that doesn't exist, a very sick, disgusting design that's illegal in the world today. But Canada marches on. It marches on. Pierre Poilievre eating an apple, squirting juice out of his sides, talking about the conflict in Israel. Nothing said about all the children brutally murdered, women and children. It's in the thousands now today. And there are 1 million Palestinians without homes today, starving without water. How long could Edmonton or Calgary or Toronto go if we bombed the living hell out of it? Think about it. Or Vancouver. And it's all surrounded by people with machine guns. If you try to flee the city, you'll be shot dead. Now, they've set up tents all the way to Jordan out the back door or down to Egypt. But Egypt and Jordan will not take them. Where are they going to go, Canadians? What's happened that led up to this in the last month? Who's Canada's number one immigration source of new subjects? Slaves in Canada to make their 1 million quota a year. Yeah, it's India. India's the source of our highest immigration levels, responsible for achieving our nearly 1 million immigrants a year. Who's going to replace them as all the diplomats are expelled? It's Canada. Canada will do it with Palestine. Palestine and all those 1 million refugees will replace the East Indians from India. All the Indians immigrating from India will now be replaced by Palestine. Hamas has a new home in Canada. That's why Justin Trudeau isn't saying a word. That's why Pierre Poilievre is biting into an apple and the juices are rolling down his face and he doesn't say a word about it. Because he said, God save the King Charles. And Charles's grandfather, and I said this was 18 plus, and these are not my words. I'm going to say them. These are the words of King George V. Charles' grandfather, great-grandfather, George V. We will get rid of the kikes and the sand niggers. We will create and redraw Israel. Yes. And don't worry. The only people who are going to be affected by any of these massive human rights atrocities will be our colony called Canada. Don't worry. They're codified to take what we instill in them. It's written explicitly in their highest laws of the land. Damn the people, the subjects, and damn all the savage people, the First Peoples. You will eat it. All the expenses, the atrocities, you will eat it. Hamas will have a new home in Canada. Don't worry. We'll relive this over and over, and we'll keep going. 1 million refugees, homeless Palestinians. That is what it is today. In 12 days, they bombed the living hell out of a massive, dense city known as Gaza in the Gaza Strip. Go look at the tail of the tape. Nowhere for those people to go. Who is going to be taking them? You are, Canada. You're taking them. And if anyone didn't believe in the war on America, I want to give you a little truth and story about the Israel Jews and what's happened with the United States of America. In World War II, the United States ramped up massive military complex to become the superpower they are today. They did that largely with war bonds because they didn't have the money at the time. Large swaths of Jewish community in the United States and Israel bought the war bonds of the World War II era, the USA war bonds. And now Israel, for their massive blasting and destruction of Gaza and complete genocide, it's a massive genocide. Anyone denying that, now their credit, Moody's, Finch, and the global measurement of your credit worthiness is now downgrading Israel. Israel's in a lot of trouble. Where is Israel going to get the money to save itself? Oh, the USA war bonds. Where is Joe Biden's government debt to GDP ratio for the United States of America today? Way down here. Israel's downgrade is soon going to be transferred to the United States. Maybe 2 downgrades. Should Israel and the Jewish communities cash in their World War II bonds? USA can't cover them. It's going to come at a tremendous credit downgrading to the United States. Probably push the USA into a recession. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe. Who masterminded this? UK and France, suckers. Where's China and Russia today? Who orchestrated that? UK and France, suckers. This is the world of civil law socialists, constitutional monarchies coming to crush and reinstitute their great empires. A lot of you talk about it as New World Order, the NWO. The sad reality has always been OWO. That's called comparative analysis of history. Real history as it's always been. And I promise you, in that old world order, all your rights and freedoms have been getting eroded year after year after year, are about to come to a point where they're crushed. They're just crushed. And this is truth. It's all over the news, but none of the Canadians can share it. This is my accurate, deadly accurate analysis of what's coming. You watch Canada, and you go read your Century Initiative as Pierre Poilievre bites into his apple, smug. And Trudeau sits there on a stage, smiling away. We're welcoming and tolerant. It's all been designed for a very long time. And again, if you want to know how old this design and what was leading up till today and where the Palestinians are going, go look at King George V. It's contrary to everything that is America. The corruption of Christianity in Judaism is absolutely cemented in the crown of the former British Empire and currently the United Kingdom. And they sit there smug and quiet, zip-lip, and Trudeau's obeying. He's obeying because he loses his crown if he doesn't. And little Pierre Poilievre, he's obeying too. You're all being conned, manipulated, cheated. This country, Canada, is going to be ground zero. I made my video days ago and I stand by that. And the writing is on the wall. Look how many millions of Indians we've taken in from India. Look at it. 3 million Indians just in a record amount of time. 2 million of them in a record amount of time. 750,000 Sikhs, which is unheard of worldwide. But all that is going to have a line slashed through it now that there's no relations with India at present. And if you think it was an accident or any of this wasn't staged by your drama major Justin Trudeau, your theater major Pierre Poilievre, I don't know what to tell you. You got to be a real blind, deaf, dumb, stupid Canadian. I hate to say that. I told you it's 18 plus. But if you don't see it, that this was all showmanship, acting, tricking you along into absolute poverty, and I mean poverty. If you haven't seen the other quiet news, because you can't share news, you can't look on your social media sites, the Senate's entertaining universal basic income. They're working it out. And just so you all know, Senate bills aren't done in the House of Commons. They're done in the appointed Senate by your government. Half by Pierre Poilievre's government, half by Justin Trudeau's government. They're appointed for life, as long as they want 75 or even beyond that for the rest of their life. Not elected, they're writing the guaranteed basic income program that all the low-life, degenerate, working-class Canadians get to pay for. And the massive immigration and the massive 98% of all secondary, post-secondary, and university students that are foreign in your school education systems today. A complete 180-degree difference than the United States of America, where only 2% of students who get to go to university and post-secondary are foreign. Think about that. And taxpayers pay. And if you can't pay, don't worry. We're going to borrow against your slave children to come and all the ones to come after that. We'll just keep doubling down. This is my video, a critical share and soon to be the new reality of Canada, because we need lots of new slaves to keep this ball rolling. Canada is the global shit dump for all the broken areas. Flood them into Canada. Don't worry, Canadians. You're going to be just fine. You'll learn to live with less. You're going to freeze and die alone in the dark. That's what's going to happen to you in extreme poverty. 100 million Canadians by 2100. Insane cockamamie. You can't find a single country in the world to even support the Century Initiative that Canada brought to the UN that got shot up, voted against by every other nation in the world. Only yours. And this is a King George design that we see King Charles implementing. And Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, Pierre Poilievre, Elizabeth May, and every other one of your corrupt MPs and all your sick crown appointments want. Because they get filthy rich. They get their cut. No, there, I got you guys back. Anyways, that's my video. That's the truth and real analysis. And it's coming. Mark my words. All the problems of Israel are going to be ground zero. The problems of Canada. Because that's what we always do. A staged deal with India. All staged. Canada has no problem at any given Sunday defining anyone as a savage. But for eternally, they keep the First Peoples there. They promise all these other institutionalized countries that, don't worry, come to Canada. You won't be the savage. We have a savage people we need to get rid of. And it's a great way to divide all the people of Canada. Keep them divided in their little regimes. And that's what we're going to see. Canada's gone. It's lost. As long as people remain ignorant and dumb to the truth, we're lost. We're finished. And USA is up next. It's always been the target, always the hated target of the world, especially the European world and all those constitutional monarchies, civil law socialist, and full-on unitary states. Russia and USA, public enemy number one in this old world order that everybody calls the New World Order. Again, there's nothing new about it in world history. Share because it's the right thing to do. Share because people gotta know. And it's all there for you, all over Canadian news and world analysis, geopolitics. It's all there. I know it's hard for so many of you to see. We've been so compressed from the global truth and any domestic news. You basically have to be sitting in front of a CBC news feed off cable or satellite, or you don't get any of this. God bless everybody. Get it out there. It's true, credible, and real. Share, share, share. Bye now.